Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Lily58. We're going to look at its strengths, its weaknesses, and maybe you can see if this is the right keyboard for you. Alright, let's start with a little bit of info on the Lily58. The Lily58 has both MX style switches compatibility, like I have on here, as well as chalk style on the same PCB. So there's only one PCB, you can use both kinds of switches. Not like the corn, where there's a chalk corn and a MX corn, and they're different PCBs. So this is kind of nice to have. It's also compatible with pretty much all the popular things you can add on a split keyboard. OLED screens, if you want them, you can add them. If you want like a rotary encoder over here, you can add them. If you want RGB, you can add them. It's compatible with nice nanos and ZMK, so you can make it wireless if you want to. So basically, all the add-ons all work on the Lily58. Alright, let's talk about the Lily58's layout now. So remember, layout should be the most important factor in your decision to choose one keyboard over another. I'll be posting a link to the website where you can print out all these keyboard layouts. Just print them out, see which one fits your hand the best, and so you should always try before you buy. Alright, back to the Lily58. Lily58 is 4x6 with a 5-key thumb cluster for a total of 58 keys, hence the name Lily58. Personally, I'm not a huge fan. I think the Lily58 is just too big. I'm more a fan of smaller, more compact keyboards, less keys. The Lily58 is like a 60% keyboard. I prefer 40% keyboards. But this is just a personal preference thing. So the upside to this is that the Lily58 is more accessible to maybe people coming from a large keyboard, 70% TKL or something like that, even 60%. You don't really have to use many layers. And if you want the number row, this has number row. So this could be a great option for somebody just getting into split keyboards. Alright, so the next complaint I have, same thing as with the corn, it's the pinky column. The pinky stagger is just not aggressive enough. If you look at my hand, my pinkies are almost straight, just resting on the semicolon. And in order to reach the P, I would need to move my whole hand just to reach the P. And that's not very ergonomic, so that's why personally I use a Curia. With the more aggressive pinky stagger, I can reach the P without moving my whole hand. Of course, you might have longer pinkies than I do, so you can always print out the Lily58 layout and see if this pinky stagger is a problem for you. It is for me. It might not be for you. Alright, the last complaint I have with the layout is this key. I find that this key I just never use because I can't reach it comfortably. Like I have to stretch my index finger out a lot, or I have to bend my wrist to reach it with my thumb. So this key doesn't. I think this key is pretty useless. I know this key was meant for like a rotary encoder. I don't use rotary encoder, so just speaking from my experience, I'm not a huge fan of this key. I think this key could be removed. It may be made for like a slightly thinner keyboard. But other than that, the Lily58 is one of the most popular keyboards out there for a reason. It's a very nice keyboard. Alright, I want to take a quick moment to talk about some alternatives to the Lily58 if the Lily58 pinky stagger doesn't work for you, like it doesn't work for me. So here we have the Lily58 in the white and the Soufflé V2 in the red. So the Soufflé V2 has the same number of keys as the Lily58. They both have 58 keys. So if you like the Lily58 form factor, but the pinky stagger doesn't work for you, you need a more aggressive pinky stagger, the Soufflé V2 could be a great option. The thumb cluster is slightly different, but the main difference is the pinky stagger on the Soufflé V2 is a little bit more aggressive, which could fit your hand better. All right, sound. So I find that sound is something relatively unimportant to the ergonomic keyboard community, whereas it's something super important to the general mechanical keyboard community. So here I am to bridge that gap. So we did the big sound test yesterday. We did the stock plate case, and we did the modded plate case. We did 8 different kinds of switches, both linears, tactiles. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. I'll just be playing a short clip using the alpacas. All right, so that was the sound test of the alpacas in the stock case and the modded case. So just listening to it, the stock case definitely had like a more high pitched. It was more of a clicky sound. There's also a touch of hollowness. It was especially noticeable on the tactile, so it wasn't as bad on the linears, but there was some hollowness I heard. It didn't sound very good. The stock plate case, whereas a modded plate case sounded much better. It was a lot deeper, a lot thockier, and a little bit more full. The hollowness was mostly alleviated with the modded case. So overall, I think it sounds not great on the stock case, whereas it sounds pretty decent on the modded case. All right, price. So this kit cost me about $85, $90. It's pretty bare bones. No RGB, no rotary encoder, no OLED screen. I did invest in the Elite Cs though. I think it's a worthwhile investment. It makes it a lot more durable. It doesn't break as often as a Pro Micro, and it makes it a lot more modern using USB-C over micro USB. So I think this is a worthwhile investment for $18. But if you want to save $18, you can definitely use a Pro Micro over an Elite C. All right, do I recommend the Lily58? I think the Lily58 is a fantastic starter keyboard. If you're somebody just looking into getting their first split keyboard, coming from a larger keyboard, 60%, 65, 75, or larger than that, I would say the Lily58 is a fantastic option because it's quite accessible. There's already the number row, so you're not going to put that on a layer. You might have to put the function keys on a layer, but that's a relatively easy change to make. So I think the Lily58 would be a great first split keyboard for a lot of people out there. The Lily58 is also very customizable. You're going to have RGB if you want. You're going to have rotary encoders if you want. You're going to have OLED screens if you want. There's going to be a ton of case options out there, either 3D printed or there's going to be a aluminum case option offered by Board Source. So there's a lot to like about the Lily58. I recommend the Lily58 if the staggered layout works for you. Personally, it doesn't work for me, but if you print out the layout on a sheet of paper and the layout works for you, then I would highly recommend the Lily58. So that is my Lily58 review. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys next time.